In this video, I will show you how to create a slanted column in Revit without making any family. Many users think they need to create a custom family for this, but actually Revit already has a built-in option for slanted columns. So if you want to create inclined columns quickly and correctly, this video is for you. To create a slanted column, we have used a blank template which only have grids. We'll create a column which will start from level 0. It will go up to say level 1, and then it will going to be inclined up to level 2, and then it will be straight again. So let us go to one of the elevation. So we are in the south elevation, and let's say we have one column starting from level 0. It's going straight from level 0 to level 1, but then suppose from level 2 onwards it's again straight, but in between it's sort of slanted or inclined. So our column profile is something like this. So to build this, let us go to plan 00, and we are starting at grid 3. So we'll go to structure tab, we'll pick one column. So we'll place at grid 3, and we'll pick the vertical one first, and we'll just place one column here. And let us go into the view, make it fine. So here we have a column, but what we are saying is that this column will go up to level 1. It will start from level 0. So here we have our first column. Let's copy it on grid 4, and this will go beyond level 2, let's say 4 meters, and it will start from its base, which is at level 2. So we have created our straight columns or vertical columns. So let's pick both, hit spacebar. We have changed the orientation. Now we need to make a column here. So I'm just deleting the lines and extending the grids. Now to make the inclined column, what we will do is we'll pick this point in level 1 plan for the first point of the column or the base point of the inclined column, and then we'll pick the second point, but we will pick both the points on level 1. So that is the easiest method to make the inclined columns. So let us go to level 1, and at level 1 we're going to start from here, we'll go towards here. So we'll go to column, and this time we'll say slanted column, and we are saying that first click we will be building on level 1, and the second click will be building on level 2. Okay, so we are not doing any offset. We'll start with this. Make sure you are picking the right point. So I have picked the right point here, and then it's the intersection, and we can see a column geometry. But let's go to the south elevation, and you can see there is a column. If we go to 3D, it just look weird. So to make it correct, what you need to do is you need to extend the exterior lines of the column. So what I'm doing is I'm extending the exterior lines, and then so from the intersection of exterior lines on the both side, you will create one line, and then you just extend your column. So I'm just deleting the additional lines. So let us just change the color so that we see the thin line in a different color. So this thin line, let's say it's red. All right, so this is the intersection line. So now extend your column beyond this intersection line. So the bottom of this, if I just measure, so it's around 63. So I'm just extending it 65 mm. So it intersecting now. And now I'll extend this one also. So this is the top of the column. So I don't want to mess with this point. I'm going to extend the base or top only. So in this case, I'll extend the top, let's suppose by 100 mm. So it's intersecting now. And now we will create a reference plane. You can use the shortcut RP reference plane and create a reference plane exactly on the intersection line. Now go to modify and pick cut, select your column and select the reference plane, select your column and select your reference plane. So now it has created a smooth geometry here. Now look at it in the 3D. So now this looks way better than it was before. So the same thing we will do to the second connection point. So the same we will do is we'll extend our columns. So let's say we extend by 100 and here we extend by 65. It's almost done the job. So let's create a line, or you can directly create a reference plane. So just make sure that it's on the correct point. So I'm just taking off the thin line. I'll just cut the top column and the bottom column. So in 3D, now both the connections looks fine. Now creating the slanted column is more or less clear to you, but what happens when you work in a project, what will happen is one of your column will going to be shifted. So we'll take one example. Let's suppose this column shifts by 2 meters to its left. Now what is happening is the problem is this reference plane. It's cutting both of these columns. Let us remove this one. And now what you need is you need to bring this point to somewhere here. So what I'll suggest is better you avoid shifting it manually. You just trim the column from the center line of the vertical reference and just trim it like this, and then adjust the elevation. So what you'll do is you'll just remove this and it's now at the top level. Now create your reference plane and cut both of these. So now you have just recreated your joint and your column is shifted. It's all look fine, but you need to readjust this point. So here we took an example adjusting this area, but we deleted the reference plane. You can avoid deleting the reference plane. Instead, what you can do is you can just unjoin them, or if you can create some lines, let's suppose I'm creating some additional lines again. So these are the exterior lines of the column, and let us isolate these lines. And I have just selected all isolated. I'll use trim TR and trim these lines. I'll use DL for detail line. And now this is the cut line between both the columns, so I don't need these columns. You can use DE for the shortcut to delete. And now align your reference plane to the new intersection line. AL for align, select the detail line, select the reference plane. I'll just delete the line and it's all fine. Just turn off the levels and grids, and if I turn off the reference plane as well, you can see it looks better now. So anytime if you have to adjust your column, and let us take an example, if the inclination is not exactly starting from the level, but suppose it is starting from somewhere like this, let us take a round number. say it's 1280. So we'll shorten this column by 1280 first. So it's not cutting the geometry because it's not intersecting, and we'll just bring this down to 1280 as well. So it's at 1280, but the reference plane is just, just cutting the column. So either I just remove it, or if I'll just bring it down, so you can see it's now appearing. So now we'll just recreate those lines. We don't need much of them. So we'll just align, and we'll just take off the additional lines. And now one of the columns are cutting through the reference plane, because when we reduce the top height of this column, Revit gave a warning that it's not intersecting. So now we'll just cut the bottom column again and just extend the top, let's suppose by 80 mm. All right, so now your column is all correct. At the top, it's need a minor adjustment because we adjusted the bottom, so it just changed the angle between both of these columns, so that you can adjust, and you can just either simply just delete this one, just create new reference plane, and now cut both the columns. Hope this has helped you learning about the slanted column in Revit. Any point of time you can change the column size, and then might be it would be require you to change the reference planes little bit, but yeah, that will be easy to fix. Thank you.